And we have checked into our next accommodation. This is called the Maha Neka Village. I hope I said that right, but let me try again. Maha Neka Village. Literally only 2 houses away from where we were just before. We've actually already checked in quite early, but we are having lunch just to refill because it's so hot and dehydrating. Karina ordered grilled chicken with rice and a few salad.
We have a puppy friend over here who wants more chicken.
Yeah, and obviously for me I ordered satay chicken, which is so good. But yeah, what a hot day it's been, and now we're about to eat, so I'm gonna relax for a bit and then we'll see you guys very shortly and show you guys a bit of a tour. We love doing little walkthroughs to where we stay, so you guys get an idea of like the places that we stay. You know, Sweet Hideout doesn't mean always luxury. We try show a bit more of a mixture of different accommodation, because we obviously can't live like that forever. I think to appreciate luxury, you must also experience what it's like having a standard accommodation, or even lower.
Yeah, you get for the money you get really like, well, it's not an aircon, but you have a fan, and the room is really big, and you can still see Mount Agong as well from here, so it's pretty nice. You don't have a pool, but after my after my green hair, you don't really need a pool.
That's alright. At least she didn't turn yellow like in The Simpsons or something like that. But hey, what doesn't kill you make you stronger, right? Thank you, Kelly Clarkson. Let's go eat. I'm starving. I'm really starving. I want to eat. I can smell the food. I can't wait for it. So eat.
It's really good, actually.
Okay, I better dig in. And here we are walking to our room now. Feel much better with food and a bit more refreshed. But it's just the island of the weather that sort of tires you out because of the heat. And we have made it to the room. Well, not room, just outside our room. We're gonna go in. Let me show you guys where we're staying for the night. So as you walk in, you got your chair with the rice terraces as your view. It's quite normal to see a bit of smoke because usually the locals are usually burning dead leaves and all that stuff. So supply with your water, got a little sunbed here. As you walk in, you see this. It's quite old school, it is traditional and feels definitely more like a homestay. Oh look, it's dark. Where's the lights? I find the lights. I have a light. I think it's this one. Here's a light, but it doesn't do much. But so this is where we're staying. We're sleeping. We got some mosquito nets, which is good. Fan. There is no AC to be found, which means it's literally just an electric fan that's going to cool us off in this heat. But luckily it's not too hot, not much heat is coming in, so we should keep it like that. What's in here is the bathroom. Let's have a look. Ta-da! Rocking the nice singlet today. Gotta keep it nice and fresh. The bathroom is actually quite wide. Look at that. Toilet. This is the sink. You brush your teeth and all that. It's great. So back into the room. It's really dark. But for the price that we pay, let's go ask Karina, how much does this cost for the night?
Only $24.
So yeah, that is 24 New Zealand dollars and you can get an accommodation like this. Also in Ubud, of course, as I said, you can get a nice villa to yourself, or any hotel for between $25 to $50 per night, and if you're lucky, you may even get a pool. But where we're staying here in Sidemen, there's definitely a lot of different options you can have. Obviously, we just went from a nice luxury 281 New Zealand dollar per night to something more like a $24 per night. So you could definitely do Bali in a budget. But it starts to show you this part of accommodation as well, not always luxury. So it is what it is. I'm gonna go unpack a little bit, make myself comfortable, and hopefully catch up on some work.
And we're on the scooter. We just picked it up from Veluvana. They organized it for us. It's a big one. We paid 200,000 this time, but we need it because we will drive 1 hour to Lempuyang Temple. And there's another place, Mahaneka Sweet, I think, which we want to check out for sunset. So yeah, let's go. We made it. We arrived. It didn't seem to be 1 hour. We were really lucky because it didn't rain on the way, but we saw so many scooters and so many like locals with raincoats, and I'm like, oh my god, hopefully it doesn't rain. And then we arrived, and then it just started raining now. So now it's raining, but there's also a change now. So normally you could drive up to the temple, but now you have to catch a bus, one of these buses here. And I think you pay here the entrance fee, and then you get a sarong and like to cover your shoulders in case you wear something like me at the moment. Yeah. Okay, so we're walking up now. You still have to walk like 5 minutes up. And if you want a transfer, it's 35k just for going up. We paid 35k as well for the bus, and we paid 55k per person for the entry for the temple, and it includes the sarong and the sarong. Yeah, let's go.
So we have finally made it to Lempuyang Temple. Being back here for the third time definitely sparked some thoughts and opinions about the place. So my very first time in 2018 was by myself, where I lined up right over here, and there was literally about 50 people. This is before the pandemic times, and that really blew my mind away because of the stuff they used to here. When you saw all the photos, I was actually attracted because of the photos I saw on Instagram and all that. So when I got here and I didn't see any water, I've always wondered how they taken that photo with the reflection, and it made me think, where is it? And then when I started coming here, when I sat on the first time, I saw a mirror, and the trick that they've done is genius. So there's a bit of a Instagram versus reality part. And then the second time I came back was 2019, and that was when I met Karina as well. I was traveling with Patrick at the time. We came here. It was during, as Karina was saying, it was a festival sort of thing where people were out celebrating, so there weren't anyone taking photos. And now, 2022, obviously during the pandemic or past the pandemic times, we are back in here in Bali just exploring it, and we made Lempuyang Temple as one of our stops. But I do want to give more value, as what I was saying. So I'm going to go talk to a local right now and see what they got to say about this place and why it's so famous for. So that's that's my mission for the next minute, is to figure that out. So as promised, I was saying that I've been into Lempuyang Temple 3 times. Karina's been here twice, and one thing that we never really knew about it is what it's all about. Because a lot of people come here for their famous Instagram photo. But I got here, what is your name?
My name is Agus.
Agus, we got Agus here, and I'm just gonna ask him some simple question. It's not a formal interview, it's more like just questions I'd like to ask that maybe you guys can get some value about. So here is one of the most famous temple photo area.
Yep.
So how many temples do you have in total here?
In Lempuyang Temple, which is located in the east part of Bali Island. So this is the first temple, which is the name is Penataran Agung Lempuyang, and there are more 6 temples up there, which are located on the mountain slopes, and there are just a small temple in the jungle area.
Yes.
But here's the big one, as you see. We have like 3 courtyards. The first in the bottom, the middle one here, and the top yard that's special for ceremony or for praying only.
Yeah. And you can only access the other temples with a guide, right?
Yeah, sure. Because if there any visitor would like to go up to visit the other temple, they have to request or get a local people here to lead them or to escort them to go up, because there are a lot of things that they don't know. Like for example, like we need to take care of the temple. We learned from the experience. There was a visitor who was like climbing the temple. That's actually forbidden and not
yes.
good for us. So because of that accident, we need to purify the temple. We need a lot of people. We need a lot of offering. We need a lot of money to do the purify the temple. That's why we have to really keep our attention to the visitor who would like to go up.
Yeah, so another thing that I want to say from my experience is that it's quite common for tourists to come to Bali and not know that there's a lot of sacred things that's in the island, including the prayer, the culture itself. So our job as creators, or if you want to call us influencers, is to study and respect the culture, respect the local people, the Balinese people. So that's the reason why sometimes getting a guide in Bali is very important, because I know that Bali is very beautiful. You take amazing photos like this, and I think it's just very important to remember that. And my last question is, what's so special about Lempuyang Temple? Like, why do people come here?
For the Lempuyang Temple, what is the most popular is actually this Heaven Gate. Before
So it's called Heaven Gate?
Yeah, it's called Heaven Gate, but in Bali we call it Candi Bentar, which is like a separate gate. And it has like a kind of philosophy also, why we make the separate gate.
So what's the meaning of that?
For the separate gate, that means when we enter the second courtyard, we have to separate our mind between good and bad things, like positive and negative. We have to come here with a positive thinking or good mind.
Good mind.
Yeah,
Okay.
like that.
Well, thanks for your time. It was definitely a lot of things to remember. Not really remember, but just to learn, I guess. So that is why I make sure if you have any question, just ask one of the local and ask away. You'll be amazed at what you learn. So thank you again, August, for your time.
You're welcome.
And it's good.
Hey guys, and we're still here. Yeah, it was actually not too bad, the sunset. It stopped raining luckily. And how you can see right now, the glow is really amazing too. And now we have to drive back with the scooter in the dark. I hope the light is good enough. Sadly we couldn't check out the other place. It was just too tight with our time schedule, but it was nice to spend some more time here actually and really enjoy the place and soak it up. And not like fast, take picture, okay, go to the next spot. Yeah, so it was good. I can still see the sun from here, it's really pretty actually. I think we should get going, because the kitchen of our hotel closes like around 9. So yeah, and the food was really good today and cheap as well. So looking forward to try something else. And guys, we made it back. We are already in our room. We had some late dinner. Kitchen was still open when we got back. We got back at around 7ish.
No, about 8 o'clock.
8ish, sorry, yeah. So we left at 7 and then we got back an hour later. And we were so lucky the whole time with the rain. There was no rain on the way to the temple. There was just a little bit rain when we arrived. And then there was also pretty much no rain until 5 minutes before we got to our accommodation. It started to pour down, so we got soaked.
Yeah, we weren't prepared for that. But you know, it was raining so hard that I couldn't see, because my helmet doesn't really have one of those things. Only Karina did. So.
But it was only 5 minutes, so I thought, nah, let's just go back, because I was scared that the kitchen will be closed. and it was just 5 minutes. So yeah, we
It's
just went through
it's not
it.
a hard drive, but I would suggest that to drive a bit safer if you guys were
Yeah, and
coming
maybe
up.
have some raincoats. They are pretty handy here.
There's some pretty nasty potholes, but there's not much of them. It's mostly the only thing that really changed about the Lempuyang Temple
Yes.
is just that that you have to take their bus up now, which means that you have to pay 45. It's actually 45,000. So it ended up being 90
Yes,
together.
so let's call it a night, I guess. And good morning, beautiful people. Another day here in Sidemen. There was a motorbike, and we're just waiting for our breakfast now. It's nearly 10 a.m. We had a good sleep, and I think we needed it as well. We were really tired yesterday evening from the long scooter drive. And yeah, I slept pretty good, even though we didn't have an aircon. We just had a ventilator, which we even didn't turn on. So due to the rain, it was quite okay, like not too hot. Yeah. And today the plan is probably we will chill here a little bit, do some work, because we have Wi-Fi here and the food is really good, so we might stay here a little longer. And then we move on to our next accommodation, where we will meet Arturus and Sigita again. We will stay there together one night. It's also quite a fancy Airbnb. Very beautiful. It's called Magic Hills. Maybe you know it. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But check-in is 3 p.m. so we have to maybe wait a little bit longer here until we then go to Magic Hills. Okay, we will show you what's for breakfast. Thank you.
Is it?
Yum. So we had those pancakes yesterday for dessert, or one with some ice cream as well.
What did you say? Is it better than my pancakes?
Well, you never did banana pancakes.
Ooh, that burns. Emotional damage. I think I need to shut the camera and recover from that. And an hour and a half has gone by, and we're already having lunch again. Because we had a pretty late breakfast. It was pretty light breakfast though. We had 2 pancakes and something to share. So we are about to obviously catch a shuttle. We have an we have a driver that's going to be taking us to our next accommodation. As Karina was saying, we are going to reconnect with Sigita and Arthur. So that would be pretty cool to see what their experiences are and how they're enjoying Sidemen. I've seen in their stories on Instagram that they're not having the best food experience. Don't know why. Maybe they like their fancy cafes and stuff. But I am having the best local food for once, where people are actually cooking it. It feels more like a home dish, you know, when people cook at home and it actually tastes like that. But yeah, so we're gonna go just eat lunch for now, and then we'll see you guys very soon once we hit the road. But overall, our experience going from Veluvana to here was a massive price difference of 280, about $300 a night, to something more like a $30 a night. And actually there's not much of a massive difference. My sleep was almost the same, identical. At the end of the day, it's more like about the facility and the necessities that you get out of your stay and the beautiful pictures that come out of it. But here it was actually quite nice. I think we appreciate the luxury when you stay also in cheap places like this, because it gives you something to look forward to. So we've enjoyed our stay here at Mahaneka. It's a beautiful stay. Love the place. We got to meet Ari, who is the one that looked after us. Thank you so much.
Thank
you for all your food and hospitality.
You're welcome. Have a good trip, please.
Yeah, if you guys want to come to
See you next
Sidemen,
time.
come to here. If you go to Sidemen, it's perfect. Amazing. All right.
Alright, so now we will drive to our next accommodation, Magic Hills,
Yeah.
which is in Selat, which just 15 minutes, I think.
50 or 15?
15.
All right.
This is the rice field where wolves fish stay before.
Looks more beautiful than Tegalalam.
Ah, yeah.